I go over to Reddit, and as I'm reading through these posts, I'm wanting to airbox. I'm like, oh my God. And then I come over to threads and I am cackling sometimes. So this woman healing through laughter says, this just makes me cringe. It's a very short exchange. She tells him, describe your ideal partner. He says, trustworthy, knows how to communicate. He put that there. That was second. And then it says respectful, honorable, traditional feminine role, ROLL, like a buttered roll, allows a man to perform his role, ROLL, as a leader, non combative, feminine. She says, I wish you the best. I stay away from men that say traditional feminine role. All right, cool. That is the post. The comments are hysterical. The very first one had me on the floor. You have got to look at the screen. So Graveheart Art says this is the feminine role. It is a cinnamon roll. It has a pink bow and a nice pink dress. Now this person right here, Motor City Moonlight, she got me. She says she thick, she's a snack, she won't talk back. And that got me right there. It rhymes and it does perfectly go with this feminine cinnamon roll. I'm like, ma'am. And then she says, I'll see myself out. Hey, Ishani says, okay, I laughed so hard at this. And I did too. Y'all needed that. Jaina says, I'm suddenly very interested in having a feminine role. Goth Milkshake says, damn. Annie says, and here I thought you couldn't improve the cinnamon roll. Kitsunari says, yet another unrealistic standard of beauty. Ingrid says, love a feminine role. Now we have Dara. She's showing a video of this man saying that this is him performing his role as a leader. And that's hysterical to me, but he is showing us what a masculine role down a hill looks like. This was very masculine and it is a role. Yes, as Mika says, the scream, I scrumped. Jeremy says, oh, thanks. I didn't want to be the only one nitpicking role versus role. And then this person says, dead. I had to get to this part though. Jalen says, this is a video of him in the wild. He's trying to assert dominance. Lipstick Lifter says, I have traditional feminine roles, but they're in my stomach. And then J. Marie at the bottom says, allows a man to perform his role as a leader, boy, bye. Also, my partner loves that I'm combative. He thinks my feral attitude is adorable and hilarious. He's smart enough not to piss me off, but you should see the grin on his face when someone else does. This man doesn't appreciate the complexity of feminine rage. Please prepare yourself, brace yourself for this next picture of a feminine role. Rancho Relaxo shows us another feminine role and is wondering, is this what they're referring to as a feminine role? And I am deceased. Okay, now I have to move into the next threads post. Child-free women and pet moms really rile up people. So Indescribable made a post saying, I have no desire to be a mother, ever. And then she showed her pet son. She says, also, here's a picture of my son. The son's name is Toto. That is a really good looking dog. This got people so riled up. I don't know why people want women who desire to be child-free to want to be mothers. Like, why would you push people to be a mother if they have no desire? Could you imagine being born to a mother that does not want to be a mother? That would be a terrible existence. Quit pushing people who don't want to be parents. Nicole says, I already get irritated when my phone needs charging. Imagine a child needing breakfast. And then Rocky says, and then lunch, a snack, dinner, another snack. They always want fed every single day. This is my homie Nikki saying, every other damn hour. Oh, the fly auntie says, you will never know peace and quiet or slow mornings ever again in a very long time. Oh gosh, never again. Ugh. So Classy Kendra says, me either. It's 30 years and 3 kids too late. So she has kids. Indescribable is like, wait, laughing my butt off. And then, okay, Samuel says, return policy date ended eons ago, babes. And then So Classy Kendra says, eons. All right, so we got Diamond at the top saying, Kind of how I feel about marriage. Let us women do as we please. And then we got Buddha BK saying, these comments from women who are of sound mind. If I be at home cussing out my cats when they have zoomies at 3 a.m., why am I bringing a baby into the world? These women know and understand their limitations, and that is good. That is perfectly fine. There are so many people here in the world, not enough resources, not enough money, not enough housing. Let these women do as they please. And then Buddha BK says, imagine already having to get up at 6 a.m. to get ready for work. Why would I want to wake up at 5 a.m. to get a kid ready for school before I have to be at work? Get the F out of here. And then Nisha says, laughing my butt off, that part. And the American work and school schedule does not mix. I'm not signing up for that bid. The thing is, America, the patriarchy, these dudes have really turned women off from wanting to be mothers. Women they've seen their mothers, they've seen random people, they've seen the videos of how women are how these dudes are sucking the life force out of these women. And they're like, I'd rather not. Here's Brittany says, you cannot tell me I didn't birth this child. And this looks like, is that a dog? She's holding a little puppy to her chest, like she's doing skin to skin. Then I came across this woman named Danielle. She says, 35 years old, child-free, and got my first cat. Let the internet tell it, I'm cooked. This woman is gorgeous, and that is a big old cat. I'm allergic to cats, but I am so happy that these women are changing the whole cat lady narrative, because the way these dudes tell it is like these women are just miserable. They're just shrunken. They're just sad like that. They're bitter. They're angry. They're lonely. And these women are not. Hold on. Let me show you another picture of Danielle. Danielle is not done. She says he's not alone. He has 2 brothers, because this woman got a horse and she got this dog, and they're all color coordinated. She got an all cream family of pets. And that's what Carmen says. It's like a matching set of pets. Miss Andy at the top says, they do look like a matching little family of different species. Cute. Truly Tate Lynn says, so you're just winning in life. We got Miss K. Shell saying, girl, you're living the dream. This is how Disney needs to show real princesses and queens. This person says, what a stunning family. Suzanne says, that's your beautiful family. Okay, this one made me laugh. Dashiki Braxton says, I'm ready to be a stepfather to your cat. I'm ready to get serious. I'm a D girl says, go ahead, black man, get that girl. These cats be needing fathers in the home. Dashiki says, the child needs a father in his life. I'm ready. Kenya at the bottom says, the serious voice that I read this in. And what's funny about that is a lot of times you see men come into the comment section of these pet moms and they'll be angry. But Daishiki's like, I'm ready. And now I'm just going to show a bunch of women with their pets. Kudum says, I just got my first kitten and I'm child free. Catfish Kristen says, gotta get the cat first because the cat chooses the husband. Cat at 36, started dating husband at 37. That is a big old cat. Ariel says 34 and I love it here. That looks like a pretty big cat too. I think that's supposed to say one grease stain says, sis, I just got my first cat a few months ago, turning 30 soon. It's a whole vibe. Now we got Renata. She says, nah, you're in the best part of life ever. I'm 34, single, child-free, and I just got my first cat in July. We are queens out here living our best life. That looks like another big cat. Maybe that's just the angle. I don't know. We got Braxton. She says 30 next month. Got my first fur baby 5 months ago from the streets. Look at that cat. Look at that pet mom. Jay, the Empress, says, almost 30 with my girl. We be aight. And then finally, we got Trey B. She says, we're in great company. And she's showcasing her 2 dogs. This just looks like such a peaceful picture. I am really, really enjoying women having options and doing what they want to. That is the best part of life right now while we still have rights. Please continue to fight for us to have rights. and not have to fit in these traditional boxes. The way we get to live how we want to, it just makes me smile. I love women living on their own terms. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about all of this. We needed this. We needed these smiles. Like, comment, and share.